Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Tony Harvin, and welcome to the Tony Harvin Network YouTube channel. If you like, hit that subscribe button listed right here. After you hit the subscribe button, if you want to receive all notifications of videos that come out on this YouTube channel, hit the notification bell and select all after you hit the notification bell. Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Tony Harvin, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'd like to thank everybody for coming to this channel, tuning in upon this evening. I hope everybody's doing well. Y'all know my disclaimer. I'm not a pastor, preacher. I don't hold any type of office in the church at all. I'm not here to violate any type of community guidelines, any type of copyright infringement in general. We're here to talk about the story that came out today with the White House. What up, service? It was a story that came out today with the White House. When they mentioned that cocaine was found either near or inside the White House and things like that. So we're gonna be touching on that, which is it's a funny story to me. That how can something like that happens? In supposedly a secured place such as the White House. So greetings to everybody, and do remember it is a biblical discussion on the other channel. I'll probably put it on here too at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're gonna share the screen right quick. All right, so just bear with me. We're going to share the screen right quick and shout out to everybody in the chat room, those who's low riding and whatnot. Sister Davis, shout out to you, Nicole Martin. What up, the service? Hope all is well with everybody, for sure. So we're going to share the screen right quick, and we're just going to dabble in the story. What up, Kimmy? Hope all is well. Hope all is well with you for sure. All right. So here's the screen right here. It says cocaine found at White House cameras, visitors log searched by the Secret Service, July 5th. And this story came out, updated 4:49 p.m. today. It said Washington, D.C. Cocaine discovered at the White House on Sunday was found found in a cubby hole in a West Wing entry area where visitors place electronics and other belongings before going on tours. A source familiar with the matter said on Wednesday. Tours to the White House. Oh, interesting. What up, Jen Juice? What up? You said listening, but moving about, busy doing things. That's what's up, at Sister Davis. Let's continue on the story. It says the Secret Service is investigating the matter. The White House said they're checking business logs and looking at cameras. Those are the next steps, cross-checking, said the source. I'll let you stop it right there. How does cocaine get inside the White House, period, man? You know what I mean? They can catch all this other stuff, right? But you mean to tell me you can't catch a serious matter like cocaine? If you ever been into a courthouse, you know what I mean? The White House got more security and secure things there. If you ever been to a courthouse, listen, you're going through a metal detector, and they checking you for sure. And you got to take your belt off and shoes off when you go inside of a municipal courthouse. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure it's more strict when you go into the White House. You know what I mean? I don't know if anybody been in the military or tried to go into the military and stuff like that, and you go at the MEPS after you pass your test. I mean, the security is tight. You know what I mean? They're checking you 2 or 3 times. You know what I mean? You can't sit here and put a whole persona that somebody from the tours, a visitor, did it. Because that's what it seemed like the angle was going. What about the employees there? You understand? What about the Secret Service there? And things like that. I don't get why would a visitor if he said what's next, crack. He said what's next, crack. You know what I mean? This is too funny. This is a funny story right here. Cocaine found in the White House. Listen, and don't surprise me if anybody been out there to DC. Oh, it's terrible. Just that area in the White House, and I'm gonna see if I can pull a picture up of me when I went to DC one time. So just bear with me. as I type away and talk away. When you go to DC, if you out there in DC, and no disrespect to people out there, but it's terrible out there. I mean, it's like Baltimore. Listen, it's like Chicago. I'm telling you, it's terrible out there. The only nice areas in DC is around the White House area, if that. You understand? Because you still got protesters out there. You still got nutty people out there trying to hop the fence to go into the White House and things like that. So you got a lot of crazy people out there in DC. To be honest with you, you know what I mean. But they trying to make it seem like it's the fault. It's the faults of the visitors and whatnot in general. But I wouldn't even put it past employees who work there. You understand? You know what I mean? So why not look at the employees? Why not drug test these people? You know what I'm saying? When you in the trucking field, or when you got a job, a lot of times they randomly do drug tests, sometimes on the spot. When you apply for law enforcement jobs such as the Secret Service, you know what I mean? And when you're going through the process, you might have to go into the bathroom with somebody so they can watch you urinate for that drug test. That's just how strict it is. So why not do a drug test to the employees there? Don't sit here and try to lean towards like it's the faults of visitors and whatnot, because I don't. Why would a person who's going to visit the White House and whatnot, why would they even have that on them at all? You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure they get a strict brief on what to bring and what not to bring to the White House in general, for sure. You know what I mean? So all this is when they're trying to lean towards visitors and whatnot instead of the employees there and whatnot. You know what I mean? Because they don't want to feel embarrassed. All right. So that's me. That's me in DC. You know what I'm saying? There's a place around there where as though they got different areas where as though they got different states like New Jersey, Mississippi, New Hampshire, and stuff like that. And you can see the monument in the back where as though Martin Luther King spoke there some time ago, years ago. So that's me in DC years back, and that's the nice area. That's the nice area. But outside of that, and the sports arenas and stuff like that, nah, it's terrible. It's terrible out there, for sure. You know what I mean? So furthermore to the story, let me go to the comments. Let me go to the comments right quick. Let's see. Forgive me. Nicole Moore says, it's a lot of things that we don't know that goes on in the White House uncover. Yeah, I can agree with that. Sister Davis, you said, wow, what's next? Crack? You says, I think they're trying to make Biden look bad to ensure that Trump gets back in. Secret Service dropped the ball. I don't believe it was planted inside job. Well, that could be another factor. You know what I mean? A lot of people want Trump back. Every time, most of the time I see news stories on Biden, it's something silly or somebody making fun of him. You know what I mean? Whether he falls or say something crazy and whatnot and things like that. It's always a meme or meme-like video on Joe Biden, you know what I mean, to question his intelligence and whatnot. You know what I mean? Okay. He says Grandpa and Chef's son must have left it there with the crack. He is a good. I've got the. I don't know what you're talking about at Gen Juice. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Kimmy Kim says, Trap House, they'll let the son of Joe Biden get a slap on the hand with his nonsense. I'm just saying, the Democrat Party is really loose and out of control. Wow, that's crazy. Pebble says, why not? They can get whatever they want in the White House. Whatever they want. Uh, Somebody who's going by the name of Tupac Shakur. He says cocaine is used as a medicine. I mean, along with a lot of other drugs out there, but certain characteristics of certain medicines that they take out and use it for illegal purposes. You know, people not out on the street shooting up cocaine or heroin and whatnot as a medicine. They're doing it for the pleasure of themselves. You know, when you watch the movie New Jack City and Pookie, he wasn't doing it to get right healing wise. You know what I mean? If you go out to New York City or DC in those hooded areas and you see them crackheads out there snorting coke and, you know, shooting up on drugs, they're not doing it for healing. They're not doing it to feel better in the sense of getting their body right. They doing for that high. They chasing that high. As they said in New Jack City, beaming up the Scotty. They want that. They want that hit. They want to feel that high. You know what I'm saying? They not, listen. They ain't doing it as if you would go to the doctor and get some format of medication. Cocaine and certain things like that could be a small amount in certain medicines. A small amount. That's it. But people take advantage of certain medicines. You know, fentanyl, Percocets. They're trying to find anything to get high off of. Now, doctor could prescribe somebody Percocets for positive reasons, but guess what people do? All right, they feeling better, X, Y, Z. Man, them Percocets made me feel good. You understand? I'm addicted to it now. That's where the bad part comes in. Now you're hooked. You know, you're okay. You're healed from whatever you was going through, or you're feeling better. You know, now you still want to take it. Now you still want to get high and feel good. After the manner that you're all healed up, you could damage your body by keep on taking that stuff. You know, so certain things can be used as a medicine. But the fact of the matter is people abuse it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. All right. Kimmy Kim says, next will be strippers. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised about that. Sister David says, amen, bro, because any other job would have everyone taking a urine test for drugs. Absolutely. Just like when I got in that that accident a month and a half ago. You know what I mean? It wasn't even 30 minutes. 30 minutes passed. Listen, the person hit us. 30 minutes passed. Listen, you gotta take a drug test. But I'm a professional. You know, I knew I was clean. You know what I mean? I knew I was clean. But when you situations like this, they ain't testing nobody at no White House Secret Service, politicians in there, the janitors and whatnot, and things like that. You know, I do know that when I was up there in Maryland, there was a truck driving job out there, and one of their sites was, I believe, going to the White House. You know, and things like that. But as a truck driver, you really don't get out when you go into them places like that because they have people to unload for you. You know, you just basically stay in your truck and that's it. You know? All right. What up, Miss G? Jen Ju says, don't mean to be off topic, but God came through for me today when I already given up. It was like God was saying to me, don't you know who I am? Thank you, God, for that breakthrough. Never doubt. Okay, no problem. So David says, you look so tall on there, not saying you're short. Just looks real tall. I look tall? Really? Let me check that out. I mean, some people may say I'm a little whatever, but I don't know. It all depends, you know? It all depends. All right. Appreciate that. Let me go back up to the comments. Jinju says, who is the commander in chief, Tony? He has a son who is a crackhead, known fact. That could be true for sure, you know, but I don't think I would put the blame on, you know, the son or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know. What up, Willa? What up? What up? What up? Hope all is well. Some more to the story. Says So they said White House spokesperson Karine Jean-Pierre told reporters where this was discovered is a heavily traveled area where many West Wing visitors come through. Really? Now you, like I said earlier, now you want to put, now you're trying to direct the blame more so on visitors, not the people who work there, not the politicians, not the Secret Service. You know what I mean? It says ask whether anyone has undergone drug testing as a part of investigation. She says, Jean Pierre said, we will take action. This is appropriate and warranted pending the outcome of Secret Service. I kind of doubt that would happen. You know what I mean? It said possession of cocaine, which is classified as a Schedule II drug under the U.S. Controlled Substance Act, is a misdemeanor in Washington, D.C. He said the West Wing is attached to the executive mansion where President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden live. Oh, they're trying to attach Biden name to that. They're attaching his name to that for sure. What up, La Holmes? He says, greetings, everyone. The White House has become a nut house, in my opinion. Too much foolery is going on in there. What up, Cheryl Gibbons? Hope all is well, for sure. What up? Let me see. I just missed you. Finally aware of you. What up? What up? What up? Hope all is well. What up, Octavius Carmichael? Appreciate that. At Nicole Martin. Appreciate the compliment. Shakur says, looks like a setup who would bring Coke in the White House. This looking like an episode of Tyler Perry the Old. Well, I never watched that before. You understand? But it's a lot of security checkpoints when you go into the White House. You know, when you're on the outside circuit, because I also took a picture, and I don't know where that picture at. I was standing in front of the White House, you know, but it's barriers and whatnot, whereas though the Secret Service is like across that barrier right there. You know what I mean? Listen, they right there with they got ARs and rifles and whatnot, shotguns, just out. You understand? Listen, you can't get too close. You know what I mean? So the security briefing is very strict, especially if you're going to be a visitor there. How can a Secret Service, how can, you know, detectives and things like that miss that? The point is, how much cocaine was it? And things like that. Was it a prank? Is it really cocaine or just a substance that they think is cocaine at the end of the day? All right. Senator Davis says, I believe there's more shadiness in the White House than they publicize. The former president and staff could probably write a book. Wow. That's crazy. What up, C Mac? Hope all is well at C Mac for sure. Let me see. Furthermore to the story. Let me see. They said it includes the Oval Office, cabinet room, and workspace for presidential staff. Hundreds of people pass through the West Wing on a regular basis, including political staff, their guests, and members of the press. Jean Pierre said West Wing tours took place on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The substance was found during a routine Secret Service sweep on Sunday evening. A Secret Service spokesperson did not respond to requests for comment on Wednesday. The agency has not said how much cocaine was found. Wow. Listen, that's a crazy situation right there at the end of the day, for sure. You know what I mean? And then they got this little video down here about student debt relief. You know, that's another day to talk about. All right. Excuse me. Let me go back to the comments. Shirley Gibbons. He says, well, you know, someone got in the White House when Obama was president, but he wasn't there. So this guy got in and went in the West Wing. Do you know his purpose was? What was the guy's purpose for going inside, because you got a lot of nutcases out there that would just try to go to the White House, try to hop the gates, try to hop the barriers for what? Where you could just go online and fill out something and take a tour of the White House. But some people are just fascinated with, causing mischiefs to enter into the White House, whereas though they could take the proper steps. If a person want to visit the White House, listen, I don't see nothing fascinating about visiting the White House. I don't see nothing. It's just a bunch of police officers, politicians, and maybe some nice rooms and whatnot and things like that. But it's nothing special about it that I would be so fascinated about that I personally want to visit. I mean, it'd be a cool thing to do, whatever, but I'm not fascinated about hopping barriers and stuff like that just to get in the White House. What is that going to do for me or anybody else to hop a barrier to get into the White House? What am I getting out of that? Except cuffs for trespassing. You know what I'm saying? Except for a charge, a slap on the wrist. You know what I mean? A rumble with police officers and whatnot. Being of my skin color, who knows? I might not even survive. You understand? So I don't find it fascinating about hopping the barriers to enter the White House. All right. Oh, you said to basically assassinate the Obamas. That's another thing I don't get with people. They got his presidents out here, his preachers out here. We talking about. Well, I'm not talking about Obama as a true man of God. I ain't talking about him. You know what I'm saying? The man has a job. If a person disagree with Obama, Donald Trump, it shouldn't push a point where as though they want to kill this person. I don't get some people out here. If you don't agree with somebody politically, religious wise, you shouldn't take it to a point where as though you want to kill them. For what reason? Because if you happen to kill them, it's going to be somebody else behind them that's probably going to speak the same way or similar. It's nothing new under the sun. You know what I mean? Just so some people are just nutcases at the end of the day. You got nothing better to do with their time but to think about to take a person's life because you disagree with them. You know what I mean? You could be doing something more productive with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Than versus trying to hop the barriers at the White House, trying to kill somebody at the end of the day. For what reason? All right. Shakur says, I don't see nothing special about the White House. Rather go to Six Flags. Six Flags. Okay. I mean, it is what it is for sure. But some people, they just find it so amazing. Wow, I'm here. I'm visiting the White House. Wow. Most of all the presidents were here. President Kennedy was here. Wow, George Bush. I'm so fascinated to be in this luxurious place. So who cares? I mean, it's cool. It's cool to be around there and take pictures. That's cool. But, I ain't fascinated over it. I'm not worshiping it or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Just like with the flag. A lot of people worship the U.S. flag. You know what I mean? Listen, you can't even touch on people's U.S. flag. You can't even spit and things like that. So some people just go berserk over some cloth or whatever type of texture it is. They go crazy over the U.S. flag at the end of the day. You know what I mean? My people done die for this and X, Y, Z. Okay, that's fine and dandy. At the end of the day, but what has America done for those people, for the families of those people? You understand? People have went to war, Afghanistan, Iraq, and I was close to going after high school. You understand? I got family members who went to the war. What have America done for them after they got out, put their life on the line at the end of the day? You understand? People realize that when they come out, the Marines and the Army and stuff like that, they're like, what America could do for me? You understand? I got a couple thousand in the bank from the military, but that's going to die out after a while. But what can they do for me? I fought for this country at the end of the day, which is respectful that, somebody will put their life on the line to create more security for our country and stuff like that. That's cool and everything, All right. PhD says the title got me rolling. Ah, man, that's funny. What up, service? What up? What up? What up? The cold boy is talking to Jen. He says, if I would have said that to the couch, he would have fussed me out for real. Norma Williams says, hello, Tony, in the chat. C-Max says, 100% agree. It's all useless fluff. Stuff, I guess you mean. Fluff, too. Stuff and fluff. That, too. Pebble says, all depends on who working that gate or door. Yeah, I agree. That, too. You know what I mean? So with America and whatnot, as we was talking about with the U.S. flag and things like that, certain things you can't even say on YouTube. You got to watch your words with talking about America, the U.S. flag, the alphabet community, and things like that. You know, somebody had on Facebook, they had somebody with the U.S. flag, you know, cleaning themselves versus with tissue. Now, if I was to put a picture like that up on YouTube, this channel be shut down for something like that. You know what I'm saying? So people gotta be wise. If you disagree with America, if you disagree with something or another country or whatever the case may be, do it the proper way. Don't do it in the sense of, you know, them shutting your social medias down. You understand? Because I was listening to somebody's interview today. Also, it was this guy who made the remix to Shirley Caesar's. You know that she had that viral video with the greens and yams video. So he was basically saying that social media is sensitive out here. You got to be careful what you say and what you do on here because you will get flagged, and that's true. You know what I mean? You gotta keep yourself safe in a safe zone. Yes, you could talk big and whatnot, but guess what? YouTube could shut you down if you talk about America in a certain way. Facebook will shut you down if you talk about America in a certain way. You know what I mean? So if you disagree with what America is doing, I disagree with a lot. You know what I mean? But in certain ways, you gotta speak around the things that they will flag you for. All right. um, let me see. Let's go. Let's go to another. Let's see if we can find more information on it right quick. All right, so I'm gonna share another screen. This is from the Washington Post. All right, bear with me. Bear with me. Let's see if it come up right quick. What up, Cynthia Davenport? Hope all is well. Cynthia Davenport. Shout out to you, for sure. All right, so this is the White House. You know what I mean? She said officials found cocaine on the ground floor of the White House on Sunday. So now this is another story. This is from the Washington Post. He said officials found cocaine on the ground floor. What? Wow. Near where visitors take tours of the West Wing are instructed to leave their cell phones, according to three people familiar with the investigation. The Secret Service is investigating how cocaine ended up in the White House after the discovery of the substance prompted a brief evacuation. A preliminary test indicated it was cocaine, and a final test has now also concluded the material was cocaine. So a brief evacuation was done, he said, in this one. Norman Williams says, this is nothing new about the White House. It's been corrupt since Washington was in the White House, I believe back in the 1900s. Jen Juice, you says, but the Skittle, you know what, can run around online and YouTube doesn't shut them down. Really madness. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You know, and the Skittles community is a protected group. You know what I mean? When you read the guidelines of what can, I believe it's a part of the community guidelines on YouTube, whereas though they have like certain protected groups that you can't talk about. You can't talk about them. You know, so a lot of my videos on YouTube on the other channel, you know, that's why the channel got shut down last year. It got shut down twice and almost two times before that because Geno Jennings, I mean, he was hammering the skills community, and mostly all the videos I have. You understand? So they shut that down. They deemed it as cyberbullying. They deemed it as harassment. You know what I mean? So when you go over those guidelines, you're like, wow, these guys are a protected group that you cannot say certain things about them, if not anything about the Skittles community. You got to use code words like Skittles. You understand? Like M&Ms and stuff like that. The Crayola group, the Crayon group, and stuff like that. You got to use code words, because if you say the you know what I'm saying, words and stuff like that, if you say the F word, the D word, listen, you're going to get flagged and shut down quick. You understand? So the Skittles community is a protected group. They're probably the number one protected group here on YouTube. You understand? But when they have videos like Little Nas X, you understand? He had a video. What was that video? Not that I'm interested in it. Where's the he was bumping and grinding on some devil or whatever the case may be. Listen, they allow that. They allow that to happen. They got little clips of, I don't watch Power or Ghost or nothing like that, but they got little clips of the scenes where the Skittles community, that type of action is being taking place, and it's okay. You understand? But as soon as you speak some truth in reference to the Bible, what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong, listen, you'll get flagged probably. You'll get flagged and terminated off this YouTube, especially if you have a decent platform. You understand? That's when the heat is on. You really gotta watch what you say on YouTube about that group and about certain groups here on YouTube and whatnot, for sure. All right. Nicole Martin says, I love the Tony Harvin Network, but he doesn't mind us being safe either. For sure. Norman Williams says, where was the vice president? Why she was around? You don't see her. You don't see her at all. Shout out to Claire. Claire, appreciate that. Supporting the network channel. Appreciate that. Shout out to you. Jinju says the word that rhymes with maggot is exactly what they are. Yeah, you gotta talk like that. You gotta talk like that. You gotta use like certain code words and and things like that, and you gotta keep updating it, because they're gonna catch on after a while. You understand? It's crazy. It's sad. It's almost like you gotta use code languages as they use in prison, or sign language as they use in prison. You understand? So they won't know what you're talking about. It's crazy that we have to result in speaking in code words, code languages, and whatnot, and things like that, to keep from being booted off of YouTube and what have you. It's crazy. Sister David says the world loves its own, as the scripture says. They praise wrong and frown on right. Such a confused world we live in. They praise wrong. You're right. You're right about that. Look what's going on in this world today. If you go out there and you do the right thing and stuff like that, listen, you looked at as, well, why are you doing this? It's okay to do wrong in these days. In these days, wrong is the new right. It's okay for a man to try to get, well, I'm not going to say for a man to try to get pregnant, but for them to try to make a man get pregnant. You understand? They're going to get a woman who was born a woman. It doesn't matter what sex change goes on. Your chromosomes, your DNA, you're still a woman. You cannot change your DNA. You could change your physical body, but you can't change that DNA at the end of the day. You cannot do it. So a person could feel as though they're a different sex or whatever the case may be, but you cannot change that DNA. You cannot change that spirit at all. You understand? That's the deeper. That's deep water right there. That's the deeper depths that people try to be in denial for. You know, just like when you got them trans going into different sports. You know, you got them grown men, you know what I mean, going to them female sports and just breaking all type of records. That's not normal at all. You understand? Any man who does that is a coward. Come stomp with the big dogs. You understand? Come play football with the big dogs, wrestling with the big dogs. What a 250-pound boy gonna wrestle with a girl for? Of course you're gonna win all the state championships. Of course you're probably gonna go to the Olympics if they let you in. Of course you are. It's easy. No disrespect to females out there. You know what I mean? It's crazy. You know? All right. Norman Williams said, you got to speak like you doing shorthand writing. I don't know what you're talking about. Jinju says they took down Willie D's channel 2 years ago because he Mr. Orange, but Willie D lawyered up and threatened to take them to the cleaners. They reinstated him and he got his channel back. Yeah, you gotta result and stuff like that. Get a lawyer. That was gonna be my next step with YouTube. If I didn't get my stuff back, you know, because I didn't do anything wrong. I did nothing wrong, you know. And a lot of people, some people lost their channel. They had millions of followers, millions of subscribers, and they lost their channel, you know, and they failed to fight back. You know, now they got to start from scratch. You know, that's where you got to go. You got to get a lawyer. You know, because certain things is not right at the end of the day, for sure. If these people go, like you said, if these people can run around on YouTube naked, if these people can make music where you got two men humping on each other, one acting like he a devil, how is that edifying to a child versus me speaking truth and whatnot and things like that? You know what I mean? It's a crazy situation that they allow that type of stuff to happen. You know what I mean? All right. Let me see. So we definitely live in a time where as though they calling wrong right and right wrong. You know, we seeing it right before our eyes. And I never thought it would be a time, you know, like this at all. You know, you think back when you was a kid, listen, you're running around, you know, as a kid playing around, and you grow up, you got kids, hypothetically speaking, some of us, or in general, let's say if you got a daughter. I got a daughter. But just think about it. If you don't got no daughter, hypothetically speaking, what if you did have a daughter? Would you let her go into a public restroom where as though they allow trans in the same bathroom as your daughter? Are you crazy? That is still a grown man. You understand? And that ain't happening. You understand? It ain't happening at all. I don't feel comfortable with that. You know, at the end of the day. Because if you got a grown man in the bathroom with my daughter and whatnot, listen, I might have to be security for sure. Not that I want to go in a female's bathroom to look at them or use it. I'm there to secure the premises just in case anything happens. Listen, if this trans would go in there, right, and this is a grown man, why can't I to protect and secure my daughter? I turn my head. You understand? I'm there to secure my daughter, my daughters. You understand? Why can't I, at the end of the day, secure my daughters? You know what I mean? All right. Jen Ju says they erased all of David Lynn's videos on his final strikes because of the Skittle people and Dory too. Yeah. Mr. Dory Love, he talked a lot about the that community, a whole lot. And of course, they was gunning him. They was gunning that man. All that he worked for. All that hard work that you work for. And of course, he have disagreements with us, but all that hard work that he worked for, and then YouTube would just snatch it away. They'll terminate your channel, right? But guess what? Another thing, in order for them to reinstate you, you better take down on videos of the skills community. You understand? They don't tell you like that, but guess what? You got to take them down. You got to take them down. Even if your whole channel, even if you got one word in all your videos, you understand? You got to remove it. You got to take it down. It's a sad thing that in order to get your channel back, you could have worked hard for that channel. You know what I mean? You got to go through all them videos. Do this one got the word that rhymes with maggot? I got to go do this video is 3 hours. I don't know. I got hundreds of videos on here. What I'm going to do? Listen to all of them and make sure. Because if they find out that you got certain words again later on, guess what? They're going to terminate you again. So it's your duty to delete those videos. They don't care. You know what I mean? They don't care. That's why you got to find ways around that type of stuff after you edit your channel and stuff like that and get it right with them and read the community guidelines and stuff. YouTube, man, they ain't playing, man. They ain't playing, man. YouTube ain't playing. You know? All right. Since David says, gotta go, y'all be blessed. Enjoy the conversation as usual. Appreciate that. Number one, it says YouTube don't like when some people speaking the truth about what's going on in this world. Absolutely. You're right about that. You know, so one definitely has to be careful about what they say and things of that nature. I've noticed that. I definitely noticed that. Sometimes they can restrict your videos or put your videos in a private section. You know, they can say, well, this video, you know, we viewed it. We're going to have to put it in a private section. Or you're going to have to delete certain parts or mute certain parts or do the video over because certain things were said or certain things was picked up. You know what I mean? So one definitely have to be careful for sure when they doing YouTube videos. You know what I mean? It's guidelines you got to follow, man. For sure. You know, I know rumble.com, you can say what you want. I believe Patreon too, you can say what you want. You know what I mean? But here on YouTube, you definitely gotta be careful with your words. Using profanity too. They're cracking down on that too. The usage of profanity. You know what I'm saying? All right. Nicole Morton says, I'll have mine in a bathroom with me and my daughter. You know what I mean? I believe it was a story somewhere where as though they let a trans into a woman's prison, right? And he got a few of them pregnant. He got a few of them females pregnant. Listen, at the end of the day, that's still a man. You understand? That's still a man. You know what I mean? Just because he may say he feel like it or whatever the case may be. Genju says, but videos of cops deleting black men is cool with YouTube. Wow. I mean, I've seen some horrific videos on YouTube and whatnot. They had a video of Bud Doyer. He was an old politician who committed suicide. He shot himself in the head right there on camera. And they had the video up there on YouTube. But yet, if a person say one thing about certain communities and certain groups, you know, they get flagged, they get a community strike, they get a warning, or they get their video put in private or restricted, and things like that. Cynthia Davenport says, I invested the term gender. Dr. Money devised the term gender role, 1966. Interesting. Yes, you take care of your daughters. Absolutely. That's for sure. You know what I mean? As a father, you're definitely supposed to protect your daughters. You know? Even in the schools, even at the workplace, somebody was telling me that in the work field, one of their supervisors notified them, listen, you got to address this. I guess this person was like a transgender or something like that. You got to call her she. you got to call him she, or you got to call him Jessica or something like that. No, I'm not doing that. You understand? If this person's name is John, I'm gonna call this person John or him at the end of the day. You understand? I'm not following no guidelines of that at work. If I was in that type of field, because if you're working in the office and you got somebody who's a trans and they want you to address that person as that, I know some companies celebrate Pride Month. You know what I mean? Listen, imagine that you in the office. Blessedly, I don't work in the office. Blessedly, I work as a truck driver. Thank goodness. You know, because they celebrate that type of stuff in the office. They have the parties. Imagine you in holiness, or you just don't believe in that, period. And they just pushing that on you, having that type of party in the workplace. You know, they playing the song, It's Raining Men. Hallelujah. It's raining men. Just imagine that. just imagine that. You understand? They listen, they just pushing it on you. You want some of this cake? You want some of this rainbow cake? It's good. Really? That's crazy. You know what I mean? Jen Ju says the hypocrisy of it all is blinding. This is the world we live in, man. This is the world we live in for sure. Well, I will say the U.S. Certain parts of the world, they don't do it. They don't do it. They don't side with that at all. You know what I mean? And it's a crazy situation. You know that. Who says you packing? Oh, you talking to Nicole? Oh, all right. It's a crazy situation in this world. For sure that we have to go through that our kids have to go through that. You know, they changing up cartoons, the books. The teachers is, you know, teaching certain classes on that type of stuff. You know what I mean? They got certain cartoons that, you know, they got two of the same, you know, sex making out. You know, they have a family and whatnot. How would it look for me to allow my kids to watch that? You know what I mean? And I tell them the truth at home. For sure. Tell them the truth at home. Or turn the channel. Turn it off. All right? Willa Boyd says, are you talking to Jen Juice? He says, I'm not calling a Z a he. Man, y'all funny, man. Y'all is funny. For sure. But that's how it is in these days. Certain workplaces, they want you to call that person the name that they're comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? This person could be 6'4", 6'4" with makeup on and lipstick, with a beard. You understand? And dress half man and half woman. You understand? Got fingernail polish on one hand and got calluses on the other. And they want you to address this person as Sheba or something like that. You know what I mean? This is how it is, man. They want you to have a pride cup. You know what I'm saying? In your office, on your desk, in your cubicle. You know, they put the pride sticker up right in your cubicle, right there. And the boss says, leave it up. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Listen, call out. I'm using a vacation day. You know what I mean? When you had that pride party, listen, I'm using a sick day. I want to stay home because it is sickening. It's sickening, okay? You know, let me know in advance when the pride party is at work, so I can put my day off, my vacay day for that day. You know what I mean? For sure. All right, what up? What up, Jeremy Dunbar? What up? Hope all is well. Appreciate that at Willa Boyd. Appreciate that at Nicole Martin. He says, because I'm by myself, I can't beat no man. All right. C-Max says, I saw a news stories about a boy that reported his doctor for trying to convince him he was a, you know what? The boy was there for a physical and the doctor wouldn't let the mom in. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know what I mean? And, you know, they got where as though some parents let their child decide what they are. You understand? Listen, if you're in my household, if you're in the Tony Harvin household, order in the court. Order in the court. You what? You what? Oh, we got to fight. You understand? We got to listen. We got to physically fight. You understand? Because that ain't happening here. Order in the court for sure. For sure. Let one of my kids come in here talking about they another sex. You know what I mean? Let that happen. And let one of their family members try to side with them. Oh, we're gonna rumble. We definitely gonna rumble. For sure. Because that ain't going on in my household at all. You know what I mean? If you want to do that, when you turn 18, get out and do it. You understand? If you have any type of inch of that type of stuff, oh, we're gonna beat it out of you at the end of the day. You understand? Listen, look at this picture of Beyonce, son. Look at her. You understand? That's what you need to like. A woman. Look at this modest woman, beg your pardon. That's what you need to like, if that was to happen. Look at her. She's beautiful, pretty, whatever. You understand? Something. Listen, prayers is good. Prayers is good, but listen here. Look at that fine woman right there. Look at that woman right there. If that was to happen. You know what I mean? Because, no way. No way. Listen, no way. Will I ever allow something like that to happen? No way. I'll be on your heels. I definitely be on your heels. For sure. Not in my house. Ain't no dressing like that in my house. Per se. Ain't no listening to those type of songs like that. Ain't no watching no Ghost, no Power, nothing like that with all that stuff on it. All that TV. If I hear it, if I even see it or hear it, oh, it's a rumble in here. Turn that off now. You understand? Listen, turn it off now. Even certain music with curse words in it, turn it off. I don't want to hear that. I don't care what trend they got going on, what challenges. I don't want to hear it. Turn it off. If I break your phone. You understand? That's me, not in here. You can do it over at other family members' houses if you're sneaking doing it. If I find out, it's an issue. You know what I mean? And some of my kids, they watch the channel too. They know better. No way. All right. Let me see. What up, natural cooking? He says, what in the world is going on? That's funny. Nicole Martin says, fingernail polish on one hand and calluses on. Oh man. Norma Williams says, it not the world be corrupted, it's the people and it's the society corrupted with these law changing. Our children supposed to be our future. I agree with that. Jeremy Dunbar says, it baffles me that they call letting a child change their genitalia and call it love. But when you follow and teach your kids the way of God, they say you are in a cult. That's true. That's true, because a lot of people in these days, that's the wave. In these days, that's the wave. Listen, if you straight, being straight in these days is the new, you know what? Their way in their minds is the new straight. You know what I'm saying? Me liking women, that's my preference. You know, a nice smelling good woman, beautiful, which is my preference. They don't call that normal no more. They don't call that normal. That's actually abnormal to them. You know what I mean? They try to sway you into their lifestyle. No way at all. How the stuff they put on TV, the music, all that stuff plays a role in your subconscious of your mind and of your heart. You know what I mean? These people listening to Little Nas X, he got that spirit on him. So in his music, if you listen to that type of stuff, you have a gateway. Your ears, your eyes, your mouth, your mind. You know what I mean? You may say, well, I'm not going to go into his lifestyle, but yet you still singing his lyrics. You know what I mean? You putting them lyrics into your subconscious now. Now you're going to sleep. Now that stuff is playing in your head and things like that. So whatever spirits he got, he put in his music. You understand? That's why it's not good to listen to certain music at the end of the day, because the same spirits that's in those people, even in the producers that produce the beat, goes into the music. That's why you see a lot of people act out who listen to heavy metal, who listen to the rap music and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Granted that some people make positive music as rappers, what you call them, or whatever the case may be. You know, but when you got those devilish lyrics and whatnot, oh man, you know what I mean? So the same stuff, the same evil spirits that's within those people, you know, and within those TV shows and ghosts and whatnot, who's writing this stuff? These scary movies and whatnot. All these people putting that type of Skittles action in their movies and TV shows and whatnot. Them same spirits that's in that, you watching it is a gateway to you now. You understand? All right, that's something else, man. That's another story, man. That's something else right there. You know? All right. Willa Boy says, in my time, the birth certificate of mine says neg. It will become to a point to where the certificate will not say male or female, but will leave the choice up to the parents or parent. Nicole Moore says, I got my popcorn ready. Appreciate that. A Pebble says, just make them take a drug test. Jeremy Dunbar says, my kids know better than that, than to put that stuff on in my house. Absolutely. Listen, I don't even play like that. I don't even play like that. You know what I mean? Don't go on and try to do a challenge putting a wig on, son. You're trying to do a challenge or anything like that. No way. No way. All right. Shakur says, does the Bible allow you to drink red wine? And if so, under what circumstances? Well, I'm at timestamp 6:05 p.m. So I can't see the comments below yet. But I believe there's a scripture in there that says, use no longer water. It says, use no longer water, but drink a little wine for thy stomach's sake and thy often infirmities. I believe that's in 1 Timothy. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that in 1 Timothy? What is that? Chapter 5, I think? Verse 23? I think. You know what I mean? Not just going off the head. You understand? But I've been in situations where as though my stomach hurt and I tried drinking water. I tried taking Pepto-Bismol. It didn't work. You know what I'm saying? You know, got me some red wine, get a little cup. I was good, man. You understand? Because the wine has the alcohol in it that can kill the bacteria and the germs within it. The problem is, with a lot of us, come on now. Some of us, we get a big glass of wine. You know what I'm saying? We get the wine, we get the Sutter Homes. Come on, man. Stop playing with me. We get the Sutter Homes. You know what I mean? And we get a little buzz. Come on, I've been there before. You know, the wine relaxes you and whatnot. We don't use it for a stomach's sake or often infirmity. You know, whether people have stomach aches every day, people get headaches every day, possibly. You know what I mean? People have acid reflux every day, possibly. You know what I mean? But it's just a little wine you're supposed to use. But some of us have been to a point where we got a little carried away and had a couple too. Let's be honest. because it's a relaxer. Wine is a depressant. You know, you got certain medications that are suppressants and depressants. You know what I mean? Wine is a relaxer. You know, some people have wine. A lot of females I see on Facebook, you know, they have a little glass of wine and their little dinner meal, and they say they having some me time and whatnot, and things like that. Some people drink wine because it's a relaxer. I'm not saying that it's biblically right. You know what I mean? I just got to go by what the scriptures say. You know what I mean? Drink a little wine for thy stomach's sake and thy often infirmities. You understand? All right. Jamie Dunbar says, thank you for saying that because you're on point. Appreciate that. Willa Boy says, that ain't happening in my house as well. That's right. My grands and great grands can't even look at a commercial with the XY and the XY. Nicole Martin says, I don't play about that foolishness over here. Jeremy Dunbar says, if you listen to that rap trash that promotes beating women, killing people, and selling drugs and criticizing people that do it, you are a hypocrite. You says Nas is so demonic. Little Nas X. Little Nas X. You know what I mean? I thought you were actually talking about the other Nas, you know, from Queensbridge. You know, so it's two hip hop, well, two artists with the name Nas. Little Nas X, the Skittles guy, and we got Nas, more so of like a lyrical rapper. All right. For sure. Gin Juice says, first time I didn't know, and I had 2 large glasses of wine and I got tipsy. Now I know better. Listen, we all been through it. We all been through it. You know, have a cup or two of wine and stuff like that. You know, and some of us still having a little bit more in these days, you know. Fitzgerald says, if I express my thoughts on the LGTB community on my college campus, I'd probably get expelled. I just try to keep quiet, focus on my studies, and mind my business. Absolutely, for sure. All right, what up, Christopher Span? What up? What up? What up? All right, we're gonna end this live. You know, we got to get ready for a biblical discussion that's going down in about 45 minutes. The topic is on divorce and remarriage. And it's going to be with Peter Cox and Wayne Smith. Now, these guys had this discussion about 3-4 years ago. I think it was in episode number 2, but it was over the phone. You understand that? It was over the phone, but this one is different. So it's a part 2 to this after 3 or 4 years, and in a first discussion upon that topic. You know what I mean? We started over the phone. Now we bring it more so of a visual sense, and hopefully later on down the road we can have a in-person discussion at least once a year. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to work on that, trying to do that for sure once a year. It'll be an in-person type of biblical discussion, but it's going down in about 45 minutes. So tune in for sure. Appreciate that at Christopher Span. Appreciate that. Thank you for supporting the network YouTube channel, Tony Harvin, for sure. All right. Come on, says I'm so glad that water works for my stomach. Jeremy Dunbar says we're gonna hear some real good Jews tonight. Some out left field and some out the scriptures. Absolutely, for sure. You know what I mean? Some people may be off key. Some subjects, some may be on some subjects for sure. But this is an interesting topic right here: divorce and remarriage, for sure. You know what I mean? All right. Appreciate that at C Mac. He said, let's get it for sure. Fitzgerald says, he said the debate's going to be good. Can't wait. Appreciate that. So we're about to sign off. Lord willing, I'll catch y'all on the debate for sure in the next 45 minutes. God bless to everybody out there, and I appreciate the support for those who support this YouTube channel here and my other YouTube channels, Tony Harvin and Tony Harvin TV. I'm signing off from this YouTube channel, but the debate will be broadcasted on both YouTube channels, Tony Harvin Network and Tony Harvin. So tune in. God bless to everybody out there. Much love and much prayers to y'all all. I'm out. Peace. Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Tony Harvin, and welcome to the Tony Harvin Network. YouTube channel. If you like, hit that subscribe button listed right here. After you hit the subscribe button, if you want to receive all notifications of videos that come out on this YouTube channel, hit the notification bell and select all after you hit the notification bell.